Joining us on this broadcast now is one of the greatest players to have ever played for India, Sunny Gavaskar. Sunny bhai, thanks so much for talking to India today. Firstly, that this is one of India's finest win on English soil, there's no doubt about that. But what do you make of the comparisons that this win is brought about when it comes with the NatWest series? I know the target being chased is very different, but the context, the passing of the baton from the seniors to the young pros, what do you make of this comparison?
Well, I think comparisons are very easy, but we're looking at conditions, opposition, etc. But whatever it is, I think the win yesterday was absolutely magnificent. The way Rishabh Pant and Hardik Pandya built that partnership after India had lost 4 wickets for not too many, that is credit to their temperament because batting wasn't easy at that stage. The way they built their innings up, the way they paced it was truly admirable. And actually, it tells you about what this young team can do going forward. So wonderful, wonderful win.
Right, Sunny bhai, you talk about Pandya and Pant, so let's talk about their innings in detail. Let's start with Rishabh Pant now. Did you see a conscious change in the approach, the way he was batting? Because oftentimes he was caught between aggression or should he be very careful on the pitch and not play a very adventurous stroke? Did you see a conscious change in his game?
I think it showed maturity. I think it showed maturity from what he had learned from his dismissals in the T20 series against South Africa. Mind you, I think big difference between a 20 overs format and a 50 overs format. But the way he took on responsibility, particularly after Virat Kohli was out and then Surya Kumar Yadav was out, was really heartwarming. Heartwarming because of the way he curbed his natural instincts at the start. And then, of course, towards the end, once he got his eye in, once he had a measure of the pitch, once he knew what was happening, once he realized that maybe you need to maybe accelerate. I mean, he did everything absolutely spot on. It has got to be one of the finest one-day centuries that you have seen. And by the way, I was in the studio, in the Sony studio, with the boys, and I watched that innings. I probably this is my first sort of match I watched of the entire India tour of England this time around, albeit on television.
Okay, one of the finest ever ODI century that he's seen. Now, that's a big compliment coming from Sunny Gavaskar when he's talking about Rishabh Pant's innings. In case of Rishabh Pant, Sunny bhai, we can say that he's finally come good, but I'm going to talk about the other protagonist of this win, and that is Hardik Pandya. You can't say he's finally come good because ever since he's come back from that injury break, whether it was the IPL or the series that followed, and now this England series, everything Pandya touches turns to gold, it seems.
Yes, and he's getting better and better by the day. Again, maturity that has come into his cricket is incredible. Absolutely fantastic news as far as Indian cricket is concerned. Because if you can have somebody, an all-rounder like that, coming into bat at 5 or 6, who can pace the innings, who can, recharge the innings, who can accelerate at any given time, and then hit the sixes. Also coming in the middle overs when batsmen are looking to score the runs, coming in and bowling those overs and getting wickets. The best dot ball is the wicket dot ball. And, he's doing it brilliantly. So, yes, again, really, really good to see Hardik Pandya coming good.
Plenty of positives in this particular match and the way the entire series panned out. But if I was to look at the entire series a bit critically, yes, it's the passing of the baton from the senior pros to this next gen that we are talking about. But that does also raise a few concerns with the form of the top three. Your Shikhar Dhawans, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, they used to be the reason why India used to win a lot of ODI games because they used to fire. That didn't happen throughout this entire series. Is that a cause for concern?
No. I don't think we need to be worried about, and I don't think we should be thinking in terms of transition because there's still plenty of time. I think all these players have had magnificent careers, and they are allowed a few failures. So let's not be in a rush to sort of discard them. They've still got enough in the tank to contribute to Indian cricket. And the fact that youngsters like Rishabh Pant, Hardik Pandya, even Surya Kumar Yadav, they're coming good. When these guys have not scored the runs, means that you don't really need to worry. If the lower order or the middle order was also failing at the same time as the top order, then you need to maybe look at options. But I don't think you need to look at options at the moment. Yes, the odd player will move here and there. That's the nature of cricket. You want to balance the team according to the opposition, according to the pitches. You might have one spinner more, one seamer less. All those things will happen. But look, these guys have all been magnificent performers for India, and they are allowed a few failures.
And that leads me nicely into my next question, and that was pertaining to Virat Kohli. Now, he's taken a decision that after a string of low scores, he needs some time off, another 4 to 5 weeks. He's not going to be touring West Indies with the Indian team. What do you make of this break? Do you think that this will do him some good, or you reckon, no, this may not have been the best idea?
I think we'll just have to wait and see, isn't it? We'll just have to wait and see when he comes back how it has helped or not helped. But again, like I said, he's allowed a few failures. Look at his record for India: 70 international hundreds. I mean, he's got runs in all formats of the game. So let's be patient. Let's not we somehow in India have this great hurry that once a player reaches about 32, 33, 34 years old, we're all the time looking to push him out of the team when they have so much more to contribute. So let's be patient with Kohli as well. And like I said, all these greats who have served Indian cricket well are allowed a few failures.
Right, fair point, Sunny Bhai. Give him some breathing space is what Sunny Gavaskar is advocating. But Sunny Bhai, you've seen him play. You've seen, he being out of form for some time now. Have you observed something technically? If you were to advise him to get certain things right, what would you tell him?
I think if I had about 20 minutes with him, I'd be able to tell him, the things that he needs to do which might help him. I'm not saying it will help him, but it could help him, particularly in regard to that offense line. Having been an opening batsman, having been troubled by deliveries around the off stump, there are certain things that you tend to do, and maybe if I do get 20 minutes with him, 15-20 minutes, I might be able to do that.
All right. I just hope that if Virat Kohli is listening to this broadcast, he allows those 20 minutes to Sunny Gavaskar. As Sunny Bhai is pointing out, that give me 20 minutes with him and I'll sort out a lot of technical issues that he might have. He might just make out that time now that he's got a long break, Sunny Bhai. But finally, I know that once that conversation happens, that's going to be a private conversation. But just give us some insight and let our viewers in on what might be those areas that are troubling Virat Kohli and what is it that he really needs to work on at the moment.
Again, it goes back to the fact that his first mistake is turning out to be the last mistake, and because he's not been amongst the runs, there is the anxiety to play at every delivery, because that's what the batsman feels when he's not amongst the runs. That look, he's got to score, he's got to score, and therefore he looks to play at deliveries that he otherwise should be leaving alone. But he's got out to some good deliveries as well in this particular tournament.
All right, for the sake of Indian cricket, for the sake of Virat Kohli, I just hope that 20-minute conversation happens sooner rather than later. But Sunny Gavaskar, thanks so much for joining us, giving us those insights about India's victory as well as what might just be ailing Virat Kohli.